Summer is over. I mean, like educational wise at least. The kids are back in school. It's still sweltering outside. Like, oh, the days it rains, it is really, really bad. But we are here today for our first video in a minute because I missed the August releases, obviously. And we're going to talk about what we read over the summer. There is no book stack to show you, pretty or otherwise, because I didn't pick up a single physical book all summer. But I did read things. I'm Morgan. If this happens to be your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts on them were, or maybe I'm encouraging you to pick up a new book. Some of them are new, some of them are not. First thing up in June was Black Tide Sun by H.M. Long. This is the second book in the Winter Sea trilogy, and I give it a 3.5 stars. This one was an audio only. As I listened to it again, it is following two characters. I don't remember her name. Mary Firth? Is that might be it. And Samuel Rossa. I don't know where Blackwell was coming from. Maybe there's a Blackwell in the book, but that was the name trying to pop up in my head right now, and that's not right. This is, as I said, dual perspective, and it's also very interesting as it has slight interludes sometimes between different things. The world that it is in is very, very cool, and I wish we could dive a little bit more into that, but it is slightly building like this romance thing as well, but nothing has happened in that at all. It is like total back burner to the adventure kind of story that these characters are on. In this world, though, it is a very ocean-faring peoples. It seems like everything is an island. All the lands seem to be islands. Large islands for sure, but island nations that are kind of at war. There are different kinds of magic users in this world, and every power though comes from this other world. In this though, our main character Mary is a weather witch, but she was kept kind of in seclusion and protection by her parents. Now though, as she is an adult, she has left this secluded, protected area to find out what happened to her mother, because her mother disappeared a very long time ago, like 10 plus years ago, and her mother was a weather witch as well. And after leaving her seclusion, she finds out her mother wasn't just a regular witch. She was a very powerful witch known as the Fleet Breaker. So very sought after. Our other main character, Samuel, yes, remember his name. He works as a privateer. He used to be in the Navy for one of these major power nation islands. There we go with the great description again. But he has since left in disgrace, and now he works as a privateer hunting down pirates for the crown. And they become connected as they are both trying to hunt or avoid this really infamous, notorious pirate who is going around collecting things, murdering off people, and the story evolves from there. I've described it much better in other videos, I promise. We're gonna get back into the groove in this one though. We're gonna be able to do it. I made no notes for any of these, by the way, so we're just playing it by ear. After that, I really wanted to do something more fun, listen to something fun and de-stress and stuff, so I picked up the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Matt Dinniman. This is book 3 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, and yes, it was definitely fun. Still a few, darker things talked about. Some betrayals were happening in this one. But we did get more of our new character that was introduced in book 2, Katya, all still from Carl's perspective. And the level itself, as they are on... Wait, I shouldn't talk about that, I guess, because there are like 7 books though, so you know that it's going to continue. It's not too much of a spoiler to say that, they have gone to another level of the Dungeon. Sunshine? Was that you? Dungeon Crawler Carl series, though, follows Carl, a retired Coast Guard vet who is currently an marine electronics technician. So he still works on boats, just at private yachts, shipyard sort of boats. And it is 2 a.m. and his ex-girlfriend's cat jumps out the window onto a tree and then, doesn't get back in. So he has to go out to fetch her and the world ends. So Donut saved his life. Princess Donut would be the Persian show cat that was owned by his ex-girlfriend, and they enter the dungeon together when the voice announces, you know, your world has been claimed by the Borant Syndicate or Borant Corporation as per syndicate rules, and you can, you know, reclaim your own world or all your resources will be taken. To reclaim your world, you just have to reach and survive level 18 of the World Dungeon. This is a game show broadcast to the universe for universal enjoyment, which also makes the Borant Corporation money. We have been slowly piecing together things about the corporation and the universe as a whole, but crawlers are given very, very little information. In this one, some things came to light, some revelations, not huge things, but just pieces put together. Pause for the trash truck and also noticed that the tripod legs weren't even all the way out, so the camera angle might have changed. I loved also the level, the theme of it, the trains and everything, and the puzzle that was. I thought that was actually kind of interesting. Then I needed to read I think a mystery or something, or was it a thriller, for the year in Aurelia, the little map where I was. I needed to do something like that. And I decided thriller works for that if it was a mystery. So I picked up You by, what's her name? Caroline Kepnes. I got the audiobook from the library. Maybe it was because it was the audiobook. Maybe if I was physically reading it, it would have gone better. Because I've seen the show, so I understand how it is. I know that there's a lot of it that's just in his head thoughts. In audio format, though, it was a little harder to distinguish, especially when he was around people, if he was actually talking to people or that it was in his head. And I got ahead of myself. This book, if you have never heard of You, and like the Netflix series also, it is following Joe Goldberg in his obsessiveness over Guinevere Beck. He is a bookseller in New York, perfectly respectable to me, but one day he encounters a woman who is she a graduate student? I think, I don't know, maybe, and in this writing program, and even though they barely interacted, he becomes absolutely obsessed with her, and how he just worms his way into her life, and then all the things. I did not expect it to be kind of the level of weird in his thoughts and the perversions of his thoughts. I mean, there is, you know, smexy thoughts and stuff, but then there was this, and I'm like, ew. So I'm probably not going to continue reading these books. I don't know. Maybe one day I will try to get book 2 in like the ebook and see if it's any better. But then I have heard that from book 3, I think there's 5 onward, they just go downhill. So I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's not even worth it. We tried it and it didn't go well. That's okay. That's okay. When I didn't think I could finish You, though, I had actually gotten a novella called Death Row by Frida McFadden, because I wanted to try her books. This one, it's not even a novella. I think it's just a short story. And oh my gosh, was this twisty. Like, I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then the end of it, like, I don't even know if I can describe this book to you because it's short story and not give it away, because like, oh my gosh. And it was so sad then. I wanted to cry. This book follows a woman, though, who is on death row for murdering her husband. And the whole time she's thinking, I didn't kill him. I know I didn't kill him. And she's like trying to get her lawyer to appeal it and do all this stuff. But then she's having like, it goes every night and she's dreaming, and it's going back though to when her husband was alive and what was happening at that point. So I read this thinking I might not be able to finish You, and this should still count to fulfill my prompt. And then I did end up finishing You. That was the one I bumped to 2 times speed to be able to finish. We're on though to July. So for July, it's like, let's do something simple and easy while, so while we're studying and trying to just focus here, we're going to only read books that are focused like in our world. So no world building or anything that you have to focus on that'll pull your brain away. So, thriller was supposed to also help with that. This, though, is a rom-com. One of the new-ish releases. It's Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. And I actually enjoyed this so much more than I thought I would. We are following Scottie Pippen. Yes, because they say something about her name, I think. No, that was a basketball player, and that's why that came in. Her name is Scottie. I don't remember what her last name is. And it's also multi-POV, which I didn't know that going in. And you're also going to, a few chapters in, start following Wilder something, our mailman character though. So it's dual perspective. Scottie works at Putter Up, some sort of a golf supply company. And from the description, which also bit through me, it talks about how she is the only female there in the office full of brides and chads, and she thought it was going to be just sausage fest, just bachelors, but they're all happily married, which, makes her feel bad because she's not in a relationship, married. And so to butter up her boss or try to, get in with everybody, she says she is married one day when they're asking for weekend plans, and she said, oh, me and my husband. But one of them questions her. He's like, oh, you don't wear a ring. Oh, you've never mentioned this before. You've always sounded like a sad single lady. And so she makes up this fake husband and that they're going through problems. And the boss immediately pulls her to the side and says, my husband is a marriage counselor, the best in the city. He can help you in this. And just, why don't you see him? And she's on the spot and just commits to the lie and continues. Now she needs a fake husband. Enter her best friend's brother, who has apparently been taking improv classes in his abundant amount of spare time because he sold his app company and now pretty much lives the retired life. And he agrees, yes, sure, this will be a great experience. While at the marriage counseling session that went, oh my gosh, hilariously horrible, he agrees that they will go to a couple's retreat off in the woods with all of her co-workers and their spouses. It's just hilarious and so touching at moments too. So touching, because they are at this retreat where they have to do activities and get along, and also they want to seem like they're trying but not trying too hard, so that if the relationship still fails, they don't hurt the counselor's feelings for being his first failure. And then of course they do start actually falling for each other and having to, have the hard conversations about past relationships and trauma and the emotional scars that Scottie has. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it was very sweet and very touching, and I liked the way that it was done. I did. And there was definitely some things though. After I finished that ebook though, I started Doomsday Match by Jeff Wheeler, which I thought was just a regular thriller. It's not. It's the first in a trilogy called the Dresden Codex. And it actually, I guess, supernatural. It has magic. It has a magic, and that was very unexpected. Our main character, mostly the main character, I have to look around Sunshine's head, is Jonathan Roth, as he and his family go on vacation at Christmas time with another family from their community in Idaho. I don't know. Jonathan, though, is a fantasy author, so it's kind of a more prominent community that they live in. And another family there has invited them on vacation down to, not quite Cozumel, it's another resort. It's like Kokomo Resort. I'm sure they made it up for this. They invited them, they said another family backed out of a vacation down to this luxury island in Mexico for Christmas. It's a new Christmas getaway. And so the Roths go, as it is Jonathan, his wife, their teenage daughter, and twin sons, along with this other family of 5 people. And immediately upon getting to the resort, the daughter, Suki, starts getting bad vibes. Really weird vibes. And she tells her parents, but they weren't sure until something ends up happening to one of the boys. And then they start, questioning. The family is pitted into this game, the ancient Mayan ball game that I know I can't pronounce. And it's a match to the death and a race against time as they are trying to escape from this and they are trying to survive, and it was actually really interesting. I, got into it more than I thought I would as well with this one, which did not help with, not thinking about things, but it was at least set in our world and it was very cool, and another trilogy now that I need to continue. Thankfully, I think all of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so I can get to those. Now, for the year Adventure in Aurelia for July, I had to read a book completely at night, like only reading it at night, and so I wanted to pick something short to be able to accomplish this. So I picked a manga, and I picked Mob Psycho 100. It says presented by One, I don't know, and I think that's what the author's name, put his name as, I don't know. This was interesting. Well, yes, it is, of course, following I almost said high school. He's a middle schooler. Mob is a middle schooler. Mob has powers. There are spirits there that, do spirit things. So, yeah, I don't know. It was just odd. To me, at least. I think some people like it. That's everything that I read over the course of the summer. It wasn't a lot, but some of them were really good and I had fun with them. How did your summer reading go? Did you get to tackle your list that you wanted to, or lay around outside enjoying the sun but not the heat maybe? It rained every single day in June. Like every day, every evening to afternoon, it rained. I don't think that's ever happened in my memory. I don't know. There was so much over the summer. I do have books that I got that I will show you in a book haul, hopefully next week, maybe. Fingers crossed we still do the video next week too. I'd love to know though how your summer reading went. Did you get to tackle the books that you wanted, or did you at least read several things that you enjoyed and loved and found new series to start maybe? I hope you're having an excellent day, finding something great to read, and that I will see you in the next one.